So if you've been on Twitter, which I'm sure many of our followers have, you'll have seen that we've got one of India's most super cricket fans, Johns Benny, joining with us today. Johns, it's a pleasure to have you on the 212 Men. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks a lot for inviting me. It's such a pleasure to come into any cricket channel to talk about that game. And it's a pleasure, especially India versus England series happening and talking about that series. People who fans who are coming from England as well. So I'm really looking forward to the chat. Really excited as well.
Brilliant. Well, the first question's from me, Johns, really, because in England now, we're really excited by what's being called the Bazball generation. Obviously, Brendan McCullum has taken over the Test team. We've seen a new era of cricket. We've had a great start against New Zealand. And the India Test match was fantastic. We thought it was a wonderful occasion. Obviously, England have come out on top, so commiserations to yourself. But being obviously someone who's so well connected on Twitter, what was the reaction in India when for the defeat of that Test match? What was the general feeling towards it?
I think if you look at India has been playing so well in Test cricket, especially from 2018. There has been some really close games. If you remember the 2018 series, India was so close, even though the scoreline was 4-1 for England, but most of the Test matches was won by England in some of the sections, and that eventually helped them to win the Test match. So India has been playing some very good cricket, even in South Africa as well, from starting from 2018. Even though Kohli took over from 2015, but there was a long gap for the Sena series. The real test started from 2018. Even though they didn't get the results, apart from Australia, they were beaten by several teams, but still they were fighting so hard in different series. And coming to this series, if you look at 4 Test matches was played last year. Virat was the captain. This year, the postponed Test match happened at Edgbaston, and India missed out few stars as well. Like Rohit Sharma, we all know what he did in this series last year in the 4 Test matches. Even KL Rahul as well. Both were outstanding performers, and that was the turning point as well. If you look at India was leading the series 2-1, and one of the main reasons was the way Rohit and KL batted through the series, how they left the ball against James Anderson or Oli Robinson or Stuart Broad, etc. So the India missed that trick, and they went with the new opening pair. And Chandeshwar Pujara was dropped from the Test team in the last home season against Sri Lanka. Then he scored lots of runs in county. Then he came back to Indian team, and eventually he needed to open because no Rohit was there, no KL Rahul was available. So it was tough times for India eventually to make out that, and there were like a few of them got COVID as well. Rohit got COVID. Ashwin was not fit as well. He was COVID affected as well. So there was lots of issues, but still India was slightly ahead. If you look at the Test match as well, apart from that run chase which happened on the second innings, India should have batted better. Till that, I still believe India was ahead of the game, but the collapse India had in the second innings eventually got that upper hand towards England. But still, series entering 2-2. It's a new era for England cricket, as you mentioned as well. They have won all 4 Test matches on a trot, especially chasing 4 games, which is not, which can't happen every time as well. Like chasing is one of the difficult jobs, especially on 5th day. So it will be really exciting, and South Africa will be coming. Nokia will be there, Rabada will be there, Lungi, etc. will be there. So there are lots of tough challenges coming ahead, and England will be touring Pakistan as well later end of this year after the T20 World Cup. So it will give that better idea how the new era under McCallum and Ben Stokes going to take England cricket forward in next couple of years.
And I think, Johns, what did anybody in India sort of point the finger? I know you mentioned the collapse in that Test match. Was the general Twitter sphere, were people blaming anybody in particular? Were they blaming the fact that perhaps Jasprit Bumrah picked up the captaincy and should Kohli have just taken this over? Because it was kind of his tour, wasn't it?
It's a tricky choice. It will be really tough as if you look at first of all, if you look at Kohli and captaincy, like he stepped down as the T20 captain after the T20 World Cup. Then there was some talks that you don't need to have two white ball captains. You need to have one white ball captain and one red ball captain. So selectors took a choice and give that captaincy to Rohit in ODIs and T20s. And after the South Africa Test series, which India lost, which was almost the final conqueror for Virat as well. Like that was the ending point of another Senna cycle. So for taking another step forward, and he need to play freely as well as a player. That might be the reason why he resigned as the Test captain. But I can't find any other reason why he was resigned as the Test captain. There will be some reasons for white ball captaincy, but if you look at the records, if you, even though he hasn't won many things in Senna, but it's not easy to win everything in Senna. We have seen how tough it is to win away series. Even though Australia won in Pakistan, but they drew the series in Sri Lanka. Then they'll be touring India next year as well. So it's not easy. If you look at any team, there will be some of the series that some of the other teams should have won, but it's not easy to completely dominate like what Australia did in 2000 or what West Indies did in 1980s, or even England did well in early 2010. They won in India, then they won the Ashes in Australia, etc. But it's not easy to happen every time. So Kohli did really well as a Test captain, and if you look at the bowling group as well, the way fast bowlers has regenerated, the talent pool India is having, the depth India is having. So Kohli has done lots of very good work. But we don't know the reason why exactly Virat Kohli stepped down as the Test captain. That one of the reasons might be like the Senna tour or the Senna cycle was coming to an end. So Kohli thought of giving up and another new captain or to take over from that his era. So that might be the reason. And coming to Test match, the captaincy choice, it will be difficult for Virat as well to take over. Like for one Test match, looking at his aura in Indian cricket or world cricket, it won't be easy for him as well. So and Bumrah was the vice captain in Test cricket. Bumrah, KL was the vice captain together, and in red ball format, and in white ball format, KL, Rishabh are the obvious vice captaincy choice as well. So Bumrah took over that, and I don't think we need to blame too much into Bumrah as well. Like the main reason was batting collapse in the second innings, and Bumrah can't do anything much. Batters failing, so it was more over a batting failure. And you need to look at the batting as well. Like Iyer was playing his fourth of his Test match in his career, his first overseas tour, and Vihari getting a long rope. Like Vihari used to play in overseas, but he was always in the bench in home conditions. But he got that long rope from that Sri Lanka Test series once they decided to move away from Rahane and Pujara. Then Pujara came to the Test team, so there was lots of makeover changes in Indian team due to some unavailability of few players. So everything came together for him that Test match, and the second innings collapsed. So I don't think captaincy played a big part in the field in the Test match.
And obviously, thank you very much for that answer, Johns. With regards to Kohli himself, us being in England and being fans of England, we still find the phenomenon of Kohli, so interesting. We know he's a legend of the sport. We know how much he means to the people of India. But his recent form, obviously, is now quite concerning. What's the feel in India about Kohli's form, and perhaps what's causing this at the minute?
If you look at, there has been some lots of outside noises, like lots of legends or many fans has been talking, etc. But I don't think that has been causing lots of trouble inside the team. Every player goes through this phase, and if you look at Kohli's numbers in white ball format, it has been really good. If you look at last year or last couple of years, the issue has been in red ball format where he has struggled. He failed to score hundreds, or he failed to score consistently. If you look at his numbers in white ball format, like last year when England toured in India, he was the man of the series award in T20 format in the 5-match T20 series, and he was the only player who scored against Pakistan as well. He scored 50 plus. and he didn't play much games after that. He was rested in few games against Sri Lanka. He was rested in the South Africa 5-match T20 series. He was rested, so he hasn't played much white ball games. So people are too much mixing the format. The main failure came in test format, but people are thinking Kohli has been failing in all three formats, which is not true as well. That has been the issue in the public, but I don't think that is a much concern among team management, among Rahul Dravid or Rohit Sharma, etc. So I still believe Kohli will be coming back in the Asia Cup. India will be playing Asia Cup. Then there is three T20 against Australia. Then they'll be going to Australia for the some games, some preparation, etc. They'll be there for 2-3 weeks. I think that is the schedule as of now, but it's not confirmed. Australia series will be confirmed very soon, but Asia Cup will be starting on 27th. So Kohli will be coming back. I don't think Kohli has been dropped or anything. We need to wait and see. But still, 99% or 99.9% he'll be playing the World Cup.
And we talk about Kohli's form there. Is there a kind of transition to the younger players now for India, that's particularly in the white ball side? Obviously, Ishan Kishan's coming through, Surya Kumar Yadav, let me put my teeth in, and the Deepak Hudas of the world. You know, the younger players that are coming through for India, do you expect them to kind of start to put pressure on the Kohlis and the more senior batsmen?
I think in T20 format, the transition will be happening very soon. Mostly after this T20 World Cup in Australia, because after this T20 World Cup, then the next T20 World Cup is 2024 in West Indies and in US. So there is almost 2 years of time, and I believe the transition will be happening. As you mentioned, there are lots of young players like Sanju Samson waiting, Deepak Huda waiting, then Surya Kumar Yadav is there. He's already fixed in the team 11, in the playing 11, but still he'll be one of the senior guys once the transition going to happen. So I believe transition will be happening after the T20 World Cup. But in ODIs, I don't think transition will be happening very soon, because Kohli or Rohit, etc., big boys, they'll be continuing as long as they wish. But in T20 format, we'll be seeing the transition very soon. Most probably, it will be happening after this World Cup in Australia.
And obviously, going into the Australian World Cup, is that the biggest challenge, getting a squad of 15 out of such a talent block that India have in T20s at the moment? Is that one of the biggest challenges?
It's really tough. Some players will be missing out, but I still believe the top 15 is almost obvious. Deepak Hudas or Sanju Samson might miss out. It will be harsh on Deepak Huda, etc. But still, if you look at the playing 11, Rohit, then KL will be coming back. Virat will be batting at number 3. Number 4 is almost fixed. It will be Surya Kumar Yadav. Number 5 will be Hardik. Number 6 will be the fight between DK versus Rishabh. But earlier it wasn't between them. But I believe it will be coming down between both of them. Even though DK is better at number 6, but you need to have a left-hander in top 6. So it might be between DK versus Rishabh. Then Jadeja will be there, Harshar Patel number 8, then UC, Bhuvi, Bumrah. This might be the playing 11. Then India will be looking for a backup option with a spin department. There are few choices. Ashwin is there, Kuldeep is there, Devi Vishnu is there. So someone from this 3 will be in the 15. Then the backup fast bowling option. There is Akshadeep is there, Avesh Khan is there. Then few others as well. These are the 2 names right now. Then they'll be picking backup opener as Ishan Kishan, because he's a wicketkeeper. He can bat anywhere in top 4, so he brings the flexibility. So he'll be that guy. Then there will be one more member. So that will be between some of the Deepak Hudas or some others. So that will be the ideal 15 or ideal 16 for the World Cup.
And in terms of kind of the World Cup in Australia, what's the expectation in India? Is it that the Indian side must win finals, semi-finals? What's the expectation?
I think For every World Cup, there is lots of expectations. As you mentioned earlier, as the talent pool is huge in all formats. India, apart from the last World Cup, India has been in semi-finals, finals every time from 2013. They missed out few T20 World Cups here and there, but they were part of almost every ICC tournaments. Last year was one of that rare off days against Pakistan. Then after that Pakistan game, New Zealand game, together the batting collapse, etc. Then they eventually got out in the T20 World Cup. But I don't think that will be happening this time. They'll be better prepared. They have that lots of games, as I mentioned earlier. They'll be playing 5 T20s against West Indies. Then 3 T20 against Australia. Then Asia Cup is there. Then there might be 2 T20 against Sri Lanka as well, which is not confirmed. So they'll be better prepared. And in Australian conditions, India can be one of the deadly contenders as well. They have played so well in T20 format in Australia. And if you look at the numbers of Virat, etc., he has ridiculous numbers in Australian T20 format. So there are lots of positives. And the bowling group is coming really good, especially if Bhuvaneshwar Kumar is injury free. Then there is Bumrah is there. UC has been doing so well. Then Harshal Patel is there. Jadeja is there, and the biggest positive has been Hardik Pandya. The way he has been bowling, he has been taking the power play overs. He has been given that extra option to Rohit Sharma. So there, everything is coming together. So hopefully, if everyone is fit and available, India will be giving lots of very good challenges to England, Australia, etc. in the World Cup.
Yeah, I think we as England fans obviously hope that India peak soon and then England can perhaps progress in the latter stages, but it's going to be a really interesting tournament, so we look forward to that. Again, Johns, to lean on your sort of influence on social media, we feel you've got a good grasp of the Indian people, and we're seeing the popularity of the IPL grow further and further now. Are we at the stage now where people in India are, I guess, moving towards preferring their IPL franchise team as opposed to the Indian national team? Or do you believe that the Indian national side will always be the pinnacle in India and people will always be most passionate, or I guess will always lean towards the success of the national side?
It's really tough to say from my side. There are lots of cricket fans. There are billions of cricket fans, and everyone having different thoughts as well. So it's really hard. Everyone like each format. If you look at the test matches in India, whenever there is very good challenges. If Australia is playing against India, or England is playing against India, or if India is playing a second test match in South Africa or Australia or England or New Zealand, etc., people used to watch day and out, even if it is test match or T20 format or 50 as well. It all depends on the challenge. It all depends on the contest. It all depends on the how much players can get together and fight between both sides. So that goes down that way. I don't think IPL or T20 format or Test cricket, there will be lots of things differentiating. Maybe the money involved, there will be some other things as well, but still people love cricket. I don't think the format matters much. It all depends on the playing style. It all depends on the contest between both sides. If you look at IPL, almost for 2 months there will be a real contest. There are big boys from England, Australia, Afghanistan, or New Zealand, etc. coming. Every team has got some of the biggest names of world cricket. They have got strength, they have got weaknesses. So that makes IPL getting more viewership and the prime time as well. You need to look at 8 p.m. Prime time in India in night. Then it will be happening on April, May. The school kids will be having vacation during that time, so kids will be watching that as well. It's not easy to watch a test match from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in India. It's really tough. Even if you look at from England point of view or Australian point of view, there will be fans following the game, but it's not easy to watch each and every ball. That is where IPL plays a big role, or T20 format plays a big role.
Yeah.
So that is the main positive side for them. But still, everyone likes those format. So it's really hard to say where India stands right now. But if there is a contest, Indian people will be eager to watch that game.
And what's your personal favourite? Do you prefer the IPL or Test cricket? What's your favourite?
It's really
Come
tough.
on, John, you want an answer?
I would go with IPL, mainly because, as we mentioned earlier, it's not easy to watch Test cricket every ball. If you look at the game which happened today, Pakistan versus Sri Lanka, I followed only 20 or 30 overs from 90 overs. So it's not easy to follow ball by ball Test cricket. You can look scorecards in cricket for Crickbuzz, etc. But if you ask me, which is easier, which is more comforting on your day-to-day life, I would pick T20 IPL in any day over another format.
Brilliant.
Just broke
well, John.
our arms, John.
Yeah. But anyway, Johns, we obviously, for the whole point of this podcast and this show is we want to speak to people like you, cricket lovers. So if you're watching this from YouTube, please, and you want to see more people like Johns, please press the bell, subscribe. Johns, we absolutely love following your tweets. We know you're a cricket fanatic. And whenever there's information, we go onto our Twitter stream and we see Johns Benny providing regular updates for cricket fans like us. So we really appreciate you coming on this show. And, of course, what you do for Cricket Twitter. I think, people in England love following your tweets and obviously your insights into the game.
Thanks a lot for inviting me as well. It's a really pleasure to talk cricket, especially from abroad as well. I get rare occasions to talk from Australia or England. I used to more chat with people from India. That is where I get the opportunity mainly. And who are watching this video, do subscribe, like this video. There are very good contents in this YouTube channel. You can look forward. Even you can go through that Twitter handle as well. You can get lots of updates from England cricket, etc. So once again, thanks a lot for inviting me as well.
Thanks very much, Johns. Well, I hope you have a good evening, and I hope you enjoy the cricket and the remaining series, and obviously the World Cup and is to come in the future months. So thanks for your time.